Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Keepin It 100 podcast. I apologize to keep you waiting, but I'm Jay Jones.
Rick the Ruler.
L Boogie.
I'm the intern Rachel, also known as Glove.
We got our intern on the show, everybody. We just wanted to introduce her. She's a new addition to the team, so I'm gonna let Rachel go ahead and speak some words.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a senior at George Mason. Go Patriots. I
Not the New England Patriots.
yeah, not them. My major is communication with a concentration in media production. I have a minor in web design, so I'm really enjoying school. Some of my hobbies include PC gaming. I built my own computer. That's really fun, so I've been doing that. And I'm super into yoga, so yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Cool. Well, thank you, Rachel. We appreciate you being part of the
Thank
team
you.
and welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're so
Thank
glad
you.
to have you.
Yeah, we need you.
So you're more than welcome to drop by, do a session or two. Just let us know.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you have any other words? I don't want to cut you off or
Um,
make you got to get off the school or nothing.
No, I'm good. I have nothing else really to say.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Did anybody do anything interesting this weekend? Y'all do anything fun and exciting? Anything?
Nothing really fun and exciting. I will say my highlight was today we were at Falstaff Elementary Middle School in Baltimore City.
No doubt.
And they were doing their career education week. So we were there speaking about podcasting and entrepreneurship. And for me, it's fulfilling because I love speaking to children. So it was a good time. It was really fulfilling for me.
Cool. How'd you enjoy it, Rick?
Oh, man, it's all about giving back to the community. And when you get to talk to kids and try to enlighten them, trying to put them on the right path, letting them know that once you set your mind to certain things, certain goals, you can do it. Don't let anybody discourage you or anything
True.
like that. So it was real good. I had a good time and can't wait to go back.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It was great just being able to speak to youth and just like you said, just let them know that, they can do a lot of things as long as they put their head to it. Let them know that there's work involved, that it's nothing that nothing's gonna come easy, and it starts all with school. So once they get it in school, they'll be able to venture off into bigger and better things. So that was definitely cool. We didn't have any pictures today or to put up right the moment, but we'll definitely put them up on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and all other platforms of social media. So definitely look out for that.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
And if y'all want to reach out and get us to speak at one of your upcoming events, hit us up.
Let us know. We definitely come through.
Yeah, we love being in the community and we love giving back. So that was our way to give back for the month of November. We will have another community event coming up in December.
Cool. That's a bet. Anything interesting, Rick?
No, sir.
Just grinding?
As usual.
Cool. I'd had about the same. The thing that caught me this week was, I know we spoke on it last week. It was the Rodney Reed case. And the Rodney Reed update is that they delayed the execution. So they got new evidence, new facts. So that will definitely, that's definitely great to hear. It's not over yet, but it's definitely a point in the right direction. So keep your ears and eyes peeled. We're going to see how that works out. And also, if you haven't heard, the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. So that intrigued me. It started off, he was supposed to have a workout Saturday. He thought it was going to be Tuesday. It was a lot of miscommunication on that. He did go through with the workout, but he ended up changing the workout about an hour or two before the actual scheduled workout, and he had his own media, he had his own receivers, and he practiced for about 40 minutes, had about 8 teams. If he would have stayed at the regular facility, he would have had about 24 teams. And so it caused a huge uproar. A lot of sports analysts were definitely upset. They feel like he blew an opportunity. And it's just a real big mess right now. Like, it's really chaotic They wanted him to sign some type of waiver that was different from any other waiver. And it's a real sloppy, messy situation.
Did we get any facts on why he changed the location?
Well, I believe he wanted to have his own media there. I believe he wanted to have his own receivers there. And again, they said it was something about the waiver. They said the waiver was something different from any other waiver. So, you PJ, you said you got it.
PJ wanted to speak.
NFL made his camp promise they would not sue if he didn't get picked up from the workout, and they were like, "What?"
So that's even more greasier. So I didn't get that update, but I appreciate PJ. That's our engineer back there too.
Yeah, good look out.
So I just wanted to briefly ask, what was your opinion on that? Ask both of you all, or if you have an opinion on it.
As far as the waiver or just him?
Just as far as
playing?
his whole opportunity and him playing in the NFL.
Well, I think he should be able to, if he can still play. Let's leave all of the outside circus acts or whatever they want to be outside. If he can still play and he can still help a team, let him play.
Okay. What about you, Boogie? You got any opinion?
I don't know if I have an opinion on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up then from where Rick left. I honestly think Colin Kaepernick should. I know he wants to play, but I think he should move on from the NFL. And I only say that because if he gets back in the NFL, I don't really feel that he's going to gain anything. I feel like he's already getting a contract from Nike. I feel like he sued the NFL and won, and not many people have done that. And I feel if he gets back into the NFL, they're going to make it uncomfortable for him. They're going to make it uneasy for him. And they're going to, whatever team he goes to, if they're doing bad, if the chemistry is bad, they're going to use him as a scapegoat. So I feel like although he wants to play, I think he should just go to like a HBCU and just be like a quarterback coach, or just do something with a HBCU for the most part. I think he should just leave the NFL alone. That's just my viewpoint.
So we have a comment.
Okay.
And the comment says, I support Cap in this, but if he is trying to really get back into the league, he has to play by their rules
Exactly.
into getting back in.
Exactly. So if that's the case, they're gonna make you don't trust the NFL. The NFL doesn't trust you. So if you're gonna sit there and want to get back in the NFL, that's their own club. They're gonna make their own rules. So I feel if you're not gonna abide by that, just move forward and go.
But also if that's the case, he have already broken the rules because he should have. I guess they was gonna have the training camp, whatever thing he was going through at the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, at the facility.
So he should have showed up, regardless of whatever they throw. If you serious about going into the NFL and that's where you want to be right now, then you should have showed up.
I feel you. I just think he doesn't need the NFL. I think his movement is bigger and better than the NFL. And I just, as much as I would like to see him in the NFL, I just feel like he doesn't have anything to gain going back to the NFL. Seeing how he's.
Sorry, do you think he have a hidden agenda?
I don't think he has a hidden agenda. I think he wants to control part of the narrative as well. I think the trust issue. You know what I mean? It's a trust issue on both ends. So just leave it alone. If it was a girl, if it was a significant other, if you ain't trust her, you just walk away.
But so basically, what are they asking him to do? Sign a 1-year contract, prove him wrong, and then move on.
Yeah, but man, you know how that's gonna go. He gonna get to a team and the chemistry gonna be gone, or they're gonna find a way to embarrass him if he gets back into the league. You know what I mean? I just feel like he won't win. I feel like he went out on top, and he should just move forward. Go to a historically black college or something like that and help. They would love to have a figure like him to help, the young athletes there. So I feel like if you still have the competitiveness and things like that, you should just move away from the NFL. That's just my thoughts, because you're not going to play by their rules, so roll out. Don't even worry about it.
Sounds good.
So, but other than that, that's it. That's all that kind of intrigued me. So, today's topic, did you want to introduce, or did y'all want to?
Well, I'm already.
So today's topic will be gender roles in the household.
So, I should just say, what gender roles do you associate with females?
if I can do it, you can do it. It's
Okay.
just- I mean, we all agree on women's rights, which I fully stand for and everything. So I think anything that a man can do, a woman can do. So I think whether it's cooking, cleaning, bills, or whatever, watching the kids, get to work.
Okay. What about you? What are the stereotypical, the stereotype gender roles, I should ask, of a lady or a man,
I can't really speak, I guess, on the stereotypical types.
or just
but
the
I know-
traditional, I should say.
I would say, I agree with Rick. Anything that, a man can do, a woman can do as well. Or has learned how to do, possibly being single and then moving into a relationship or marriage or whatever.
Okay.
But I will say there are certain things that I believe should be fulfilled by the woman of the household, and
Okay.
maybe certain things that should be fulfilled by the man of the
Okay,
household.
talk about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, elaborate on your
Talk about
thoughts.
So, I'm only speaking from experience because the way I grew up, I had my great grandmother who was heavily involved, my grandmothers, and my mother.
Okay.
So, old school, watching my great grandmother, she did all the cooking in the household. So, in her mind, it was a woman's job to cook,
Okay.
and to learn how to cook for her family.
So she cooked every night.
Yeah,
Okay.
every day.
All right.
She didn't miss a meal.
Okay. From
Granddaddy
scratch.
didn't miss a meal
From scratch.
from scratch.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and not just from electric stove. She had a wood stove in her house.
All right. Grandma
So
getting busy. Okay.
everything was pretty much from scratch.
So
So
Dad had to
I
go
learned a
chop
lot
the
from
wood.
her.
Okay.
So not only did she cook, but she chopped the wood to cook.
Okay.
Oh my.
Now, okay, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
So, I would say, there are certain things that I feel like maybe we've gotten away from.
Okay.
Some women will say, it's not solely my responsibility to cook.
Okay.
But the way I grew up, that's the household that I grew up in.
Okay. What about your granddad, you said? Or was it
Grandfather.
Your grandfather. Did you see him, any particular role that he may have played? Like,
So for the most part, it would be him doing any outside work, cutting the grass and doing any type of gardening and working on cars and, making repairs around the house.
so a lot of hands-on
A lot of
stuff.
hands-on stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. For me, I was always kind of told by my dad, just try to make sure to be the provider. You always want to provide for your family. My dad was always kind of like the type that had a job. He always, paid bills and things like that. But I also seen it transition as well to where my mom was working, and when things got tough for my dad, she took over and he was more hands-on around the house. So it was kind of like I seen the best of both worlds. I seen my mom take leadership of the household, and I seen my dad take leadership. I don't want to say leadership, but they both played a balanced role. So it was like if my mom was working, my dad would cook and do things around the house, and if my dad was working, my mom would, do laundry and do things around the house. So I kind of seen the best of both worlds. So I just try to when I started dating and things like that, it just would. I don't want to say that I looked for a woman to cook and clean. I just tried to be the best person I could. Like I just tried to make sure that I could provide for the most part, because that's what was instilled and engraved in me. So, and I still try to do that to this day. But things have changed, as we all know.
No
So
question.
things have changed in the workplace. Things have changed at home. Things have changed now that I got kids. So it definitely has influenced me, and I'm still, growing and learning to this day. So, Rick, did you see anything in the household that influenced you to, like, maybe in your relationship or in your marriage, like any type of gender role?
Well, my father instilled in me, like, get your butt up, go to work, be productive. Even if you off from work, you still getting up early, you're going to do something around the house. But then my mother she said, she taught me, like, you shouldn't wait around for somebody to cook for you, to clean for you, to do this. You need to do that stuff yourself, because nobody knows how to take care of you better than you.
Agree.
So I've got both sides of the
Of
other coin. So
Gotcha.
you know my so when I got married and stuff like that, I did everything. My wife do everything. So we have a common ground. So it's particular to each household how you want to run your household.
Right.
I mean, both of us work. Both of us pay bills. We sit down. We go over the budget. I might not agree with certain things. She might not agree with certain things. But at the end of the day, it's for the household. So we got to get it done.
True. True. Now, I know Boogie. Earlier today, you showed us a clip on Facebook. We wish we had it
That
for y'all.
piss me off.
And the clip explained it was a guy, it was an African American man, and he was standing up and he was saying how much he paid all his wives. He paid the bills for how long was it? 18 years or something like
I
that.
think it was about 18
18
years
years.
that
He
he
paid-
said he'd been married.
Yeah, he had paid all the bills. His wife had never paid any bills. She worked, correct? Am I
Yeah,
correct?
she
She
worked.
worked, but she never paid any bills. He paid all the bills, and he said he had 8 kids.
He had
and-
8 kids and like 12 grandkids or something like that.
And then it sounded like maybe it was his daughter recording the conversation. And I was going to say, if there's somebody out there like that, where they see their dad take care of their mom like that, how do you think it influenced them?
I would
the
say
female, if she's in a relationship.
as the daughter, if she's witnessing her father take care of her mother in that way, she's probably going to have the same expectation from whomever she's dating.
Okay, so just dating.
Dating,
She gonna be alone.
relationship, or married to.
So not
she's
even-
probably going to have that expectation.
She gonna be alone.
So
I think nowadays, when you say she's going to be alone, Rick, probably, because it's hard to find someone nowadays that's actually going to do that.
yeah, that's gonna pay all your bills.
Yeah.
And you work. What are you doing with your money? I mean,
she's stacking, getting ready to go on vacation.
without him, because he got to work.
Yeah. Now, I think that's every guy's position. Every guy wants to provide for their wife. Every guy wants to make that, where their wife doesn't have to do much, doesn't have to work, doesn't have to pay a bill. But to me, it's more than that to being a man. And I know, Rick, earlier you discussed when we were talking about it, you were saying how if he's doing all this working and paying the bills and something happens to him, how is she going to be able to pay the bills?
She gonna have to use the money that she's stacking.
Because, I mean, I just feel like it's more to that. I just feel like she's seeing the daughter is seeing one part of being a man. Like, it's more to it. Is you got an emotional side to it. You got to be able to pass down what you've learned. So if he's just paying all the bills, then he's missing out on other things. He's missing out on quality time. He's missing out on family time. He's missing out on he's doing a lot of work, and unless he's getting a hefty salary, which if he is, I'm not hating. But I just feel like you also want to pass that knowledge down just in case something happens, because life ain't promised.
I'm looking at it. If he has 8 kids, so when he get off from work, he making kids. He getting it in. So if the mother has to raise 8 kids, then she should not work, because that's work enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
So
a lot of work.
we're gonna look at that. I mean, she's working harder than him.
So,
But sorry.
no, go ahead.
But if that's not the case, and he's teaching his daughters that scenario, then she gonna be in trouble, because you got to look at it, and I'm looking at it from a man's perspective. It's a lose-lose situation, because if he has to do all of the work, he's missing, like you said, Jay, the family time. He's missing events. He's missing his kids growing up because he's trying to provide. So he's going to get scrutinized for that, maybe for the long run from the kids. Like, Dad, you wasn't around.
Yeah.
So, kids 5, 6 years old don't understand the reason why you're not around. You out here working. So whether he stay home or he go out there and work, you stay home, you ain't making enough money. You go to work and make the money, you're not around. So I don't see how he went in this conversation.
So let me ask you this too. So when let me ask Boogie this. So when I'm gonna throw you a scenario. So, old boy, we're gonna use old boy from the last episode that you said that was at the hotel, right? So you're dating him, and you ask him, you may need something for your car or something like that. If he can't provide that extra money for your car or your need, is that a problem?
Keep it 100.
I'm honestly gonna say yes because honestly, we live in the same household, we sleep in the same bed. You haven't missed a meal yet, so why should you come up short when I ask for help? It's not a regular basis, so
It's not. Now, if it's like 50, maybe 75 to 100, maybe he should be able to provide that. But if he got his own thing going on, if he got a car note, an apartment, and things like that, it might be tight for him too, and he may not be able to come through with the $300.
okay. Well, but we were talking about if we lived in the same household though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so if he has his own bills, if he has his own car note, he's got his own cell phone bill, and y'all are splitting stuff, and he just don't have it.
That is, I mean, if he doesn't have it, okay. But if I ask you again, you don't have it. I ask you a third time, you don't have it. No, I may need to start, looking for some other prospects.
Looking for other options. That's how you going. You throwing him back in the seat.
I'm just saying, like,
Jeez.
I think we got to look at go deeper into the scenario.
Okay, go
So
deep.
I'm going
Pause.
deep.
Pause. Pause.
So let's say you and this gentleman is dating, and we need y'all feedback and we need y'all questions because this is a great topic we discussing. Let's say he have kids or a child from another woman. He's not paying child support, but he's taking care of that kid. And
Okay.
so his money is not only going towards your bills, his money is going to providing for his child. And you come to him and say, look here, my car need a new alternator, tires is messed up, and this and that. And he tell you, I ain't got it. But you know he's taking care of that child.
You throwing?
Is he going back in the seat?
Is he going back?
I'm gonna tell you. Well, I'm a little choosy, so I usually sometimes don't pick people with children.
Okay.
So no shade, no offense, but for that reason.
So, if y'all go out on a date, who paying? Or y'all splitting the bill? Y'all live
Splitting?
together. Oh, he got to front the whole bill?
No, I'm not saying that. So
Okay.
it's either he's taking care of the bill or I'm taking care of the bill. But the splitting, we're not going to do this. I mean, I hate to see people splitting bills in restaurants, period.
Okay.
We're not going to do that.
Now, have you played a gender role? Like, have you fit as a specific gender role? Like, clean the house all the time or cook all the time? Or
So there was a time where I was doing all of that. Cooking, cleaning. Had 2 jobs, was going to school, and I was the only provider for a short period of time.
how long was a short period of time?
So I would say it was probably about 4 months. 4 months going into 5.
Yeah, that's too long.
Well, at the
I'd have
5th
thrown his
month,
ass back in the city. That's too
at
long.
the 5th month, that's when I hired a moving company
Jeez.
and got a U-Haul and then
Got 'em up out of there?
paid for 6
Like they
months
say,
of
you got to
storage.
get up, get out, and get
Yeah.
something.
All right, goody man.
Yeah, that didn't continue on.
Okay. So, Rick, when you was way back dating,
Way. A long,
You know.
long time ago. Yep.
was there any, did you fit a specific role? Like, were you hands-on just to, try to fit the relation, keep the relationship going? Did you fit a particular gender role that you can think of?
Well, like I said, I tried to do everything. I mean, I always had a job. So I was always working, going to school and whatever. So I tried to clean, but sometimes you're just tired.
Yeah, yeah.
You just beat. So I had my kids, fairly early. So it was some sleepless nights, But like I said, when enough is enough, when you feel as though you coming and you doing this on a regular basis, and then you ain't getting nobody else is stepping in,
No help.
you got to go.
You Kobe with 81, dropping 81. You by yourself?
And you wasn't with him shooting in the gym.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you because I know when I was dating, for the most part, like I really wasn't. When I had my own spot, of course, I tried to make sure that it was clean make sure it was clean and things like that. But I feel like once I got serious with my now wife, it was like we took on a balanced role for the most part. Like if she made more, money than me, then we tried to budget. I tried to tackle the clothes if I was in a house, or try to do chores around the house, vacuum, clean, just do things around the house to take the pressure off of her. And I feel like it was vice versa. So it's just, I think gender roles are slowly but surely like moving away because things are changing. Like nowadays, women are making more than men.
This is true.
So if you making more than your significant other, are you still looking for him to pay everything, or because he's the male, or is it gonna be balanced, or is the female like what you think? How should that go?
I think there should be some balance.
Yeah, there's gonna be some balance.
There definitely. I think there should be some balance. I mean, I
Okay.
don't think you should look for him to take care of everything. I mean, that can create a lot of pressure on a person. And God forbid, whatever, other stressors they may have going on. Who knows? I mean, they may have stress at work they may not be telling you about. And then they come home and it's, I got to pay all the bills and I got to do this, and this too.
But I think society, commercials, and all of this is switching the gender role.
I was gonna ask, what do you think the gender roles are like? How it's being
Because you look at it,
advertised?
Father's Day means nothing to nobody
Absolutely.
but the father.
Absolutely nothing. It don't
Mother's Day, you have commercials. They got to go out and eat, do this, do that. But Father's Day roll around,
you get a necktie.
you better get to work.
You might not even get that.
Yeah, we have a comment. I mean, and this is from a male who's saying, I think there should be balance.
It's gotta be.
Hail to the yeah.
But it's gotta be. It all works. It's all based on your household. You know what I mean? If that works for your household, there's definitely should be balance because it's the best way. You don't want to put too much stress, especially if you got kids. Because parenting with gender roles is kind of thrown out the window. If that baby wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you trying to wake up, change the diaper, put that baby, give him some milk so that he or she can go back to sleep. It don't matter who get up. As long as it's done. So, that whole the mother is nurturing, and which they are, and that's good, but men are doing that nowadays. Men are cooking, men are doing laundry, the roles are kind of changing for the most part, which is good. So I agree with the gentleman who made the comment that it should be balanced.
It need to be.
Cause
Not a pair of New Balance.
because it just makes things a lot easier. So
Just like we was discussing on the ride in, the gender roles as far as a man being too soft.
maybe that's what he's seen growing up. I look when I see stuff, I look at how that person grew up.
So if
When we say soft,
your
though.
boyfriend or
I'm gonna let you go. 'Cause
yeah.
So wait, when you say soft
throw
though,
that
what do you
back.
mean by soft, Rick?
If you seen a grown man sitting there crying, your boyfriend, whatever, what you going?
I'm gonna console him.
But what you going? Are you gonna later on? Y'all getting an argument, man. Take your soft ass on about your baby.
Oh, crybaby ass.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
No.
But that's the
I'm
thing.
not that person.
But that's the thing, cause
You gonna find a box of tissue on the side of the dresser.
But that's the thing, because men are supposed to show that they're tough. Men are supposed to show that role that they don't show emotion. And so that also plays a part in the relationship, because if they feel like they don't have to show any emotion, that's when the communication goes. But it's all right to cry. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you got to cry every time or every night, but I mean, like, it's you gotta be vulnerable, especially if you married or something like that. You gotta be open and vulnerable and things like that. Like we tell kids growing up, like, man, stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Get it together, pull up. But in actuality, it's nothing really wrong with the kid crying. Like
No,
that's the
I say
best
crying
way.
is good for the soul.
Yeah,
I
it's the
know-
best way to release that.
I know if I go home and ain't no food cook, I'm gonna be crying.
Yeah, well, hey, he sold your stomach.
Yeah,
So,
'cause I know I'm going to prison.
but but that's the thing though. Like a lot of people, a lot of men are definitely afraid to show that emotion and open up, mainly because they're afraid that the woman is gonna throw it back in their face, or
That's
Or
where I was
take
getting
take
at.
advantage of them. You know,
Well, yeah,
take it
that's
as,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
it's a sign of weakness, so I can do whatever I want to him.
Yeah, he's just gonna sit back and cry.
or he may be afraid that whatever he's thinking or sad about, he may feel rejected. You know, about approaching his significant other about it. So I feel like that's a role that men, we gotta do a little bit better on. I'm not saying you gotta cry in front of you. You can go cry in the corner, cry in your car, and,
Oh, no doubt.
and wipe that shit away when you come back in the room. But I feel like that's a role that everybody gotta work on. Like women gotta console their dude and let him open up and just be more vulnerable.
Because if he don't open up, I mean, if he open up and you clown him or whatever,
He ain't
He's
Now
gonna
you-
open up to somebody
then
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
We know
you
how
gonna be
that
like,
go.
well, why you don't talk about your issues? Because you clowned me last time.
Yeah.
You see me here crying,
Most definitely.
side of the bed wet.
Jeez. How much crying you doing, B?
Boo-hooing.
God, dog. My man crying the river, Timberlake. Jeez. Now let me ask you this: if your significant other, if your wife made more money than you, how would you feel? Would you feel a certain way? Would that take a shot to your ego?
Man, there was a time when my wife made more than me, and I was motivated
Okay.
Okay. Not every male.
to say,
can-
"Sweetie, I need these pair of Jordans. Help me out."
Some
So-
joy stuff.
but not every male can handle that. Some men cannot handle that.
Oh man, I would love it.
Shit, I couldn't handle it for a minute. I don't want to say couldn't handle it, but I just felt like
Well, I would say there's a control thing there. It's like, okay, well, if you make more than me, you know, you have the freedom to do more than me, or you can just pick up and go.
You know,
Because
my,
I've had that personally.
where you made more than a guy.
Yes.
And he was jealous, or his
Yeah.
ego had to be checked.
Yeah, he was jealous. So you know,
Was it like a whopping like how
I
much
would say
more
it
was
was
you making? Like was it like
whopping,
30,
but
40
it was-
G's more?
a little under that.
Gee.
But you know, I think it was for him. You know, and then I found out about some other things. But I think he, outside of me, had to find females that were either making less or had a lesser role.
Now did you throw that you made more money in his face? Like
No, it was
Like,
a
I
question.
pay all the bills.
You asked, and I answered.
okay.
oh, so
So,
when
but
he
now
throw
you're
it,
in your feelings.
so when
because
he
you know
show
the
his
truth.
check, he be like, "Get this butt paper out my face,"
Get this like I'm paying all this in here.
and you ain't doing nothing.
I never did that.
Okay.
I never ever did that. But I will say he was in his feelings about it.
Man, if you find a woman that you can trust and you love, and she's making more money than you better enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially if you like being married to my wife, she makes more than me. And for a minute, I was just like, man, like, what's my role? You know what I mean? I'm trying to find my role because she's now, I don't want to say taking my role, but it's just like, damn, like, I really wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I had to try to contribute any way that I could, but it did take a hit to my ego, and then I realized like we on the same team. So if she winning and I'm part of, we married, then we both winning, and I mean we both bringing in income, so it still helps. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm bringing in 20 G's or nothing like that. I'm still bringing a fairly decent amount of income, but it was definitely a shot to the ego because. Growing up being told that I'm, supposed to provide, I thought I was supposed to bring home the biggest check.
But you got to just pick up. If she's bringing in the most money and whatever, then you just pick up wherever she's slacking at. Do a little more. You know,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, just get in where you fit in.
no question about it.
So if you there and you in the house and clothes need to be washed, wash them clothes
And fold them.
and put them in a drawer.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, you gotta do it all. You know what I'm saying? You clean the house, take something out for dinner. You might have to cook. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel you on that. Now, what about? I'm gonna ask this. I know we spoke about this briefly too. Driving.
Driving.
Do you feel that the guy is supposed to drive, or
Driving,
do you feel
Miss Daisy.
that the woman is supposed to hit the passenger seat?
Listen. Just how I got y'all this morning.
Yay, jeez.
Supposed to hit that passenger seat.
You forgot your door was unlocked. I should have hit a shout turn.
Yeah. I do believe for the most part, that's a part of chivalry to me. You should open the door. I should slide in on the passenger side.
That's definitely out the window nowadays. That ain't happening
And,
nowadays at all. If I don't hit the unlock button, yeah, man, open that door. Nah, but I mean, like, when it comes to dating, like, guys don't do that. I feel like no more. Like, I don't see. Have you seen any guys recently?
I've had that
I've done it.
in my life.
I mean, you've done it, but
No,
like,
I still
you
do it,
see
but I don't do it all the time.
Okay.
I've had that in my life probably for the last 5 to 7 years.
Oh wow.
But you know,
So it still exists.
Okay.
but you know, when it comes to a point where my wife, we going through a door and she's standing by the door waiting for me to open it, I'll be like, "What, your hands hurt?"
Disrespectful. Nah, I feel you. I mean, I hate to drive. And my wife, she don't mind driving at all. She like to drive. She
You
find it
lucky.
relaxing. I don't want to say relaxing, but she likes to drive. So she'll pull in the, she'll get in the driver's seat in a minute and she'll go from there. Now, it's not to say that I can't drive and I won't drive, but like she prefer to drive, so I'm not gonna argue with her for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and do your thing.
So I have a comment.
Go ahead. I love these comments.
From my dear friend Valencia. It says, I think the driving gives a male a feeling of some control in the situation.
Not if I ain't driving.
And so I have a male who says, I love driving.
I don't mind driving, but I'm not driving all the time. Forget all that. So, you know, my wife, she wear glasses. So she'll use, I can't see at night. My contact is bothering me. I got to pull it out. Where we ain't going.
Damn. Y'all ain't going?
I'm not
Or
working.
you going before it get dark?
No, we ain't going. I'm not working no 14 hours and then sit there and drive.
Nah, that's something
I'm sorry.
That's something my wife won't let me do. Like if she knows that I'm like I've worked a long shift, double or anything like that. Like if we need to go somewhere, she will be like, nah, just go chill, fall asleep in the car, whatever the case may be. But nah, yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
But I just hate driving. Like I hate it. I don't have man, I got road rage. I hate it, yo. Like, but
I mean, I don't mind driving sometimes, but I do believe it's a part of chivalry. And I guess I was raised old school, so.
If I blast my music, I can drive.
yeah, I feel you.
Just don't touch my music.
Yeah, but most of the times we
I don't want to
drive
listen to no women bashing songs while I'm
So what
driving because I might
you
drive.
listen to trap?
all day. That's the best way to drive.
Oh yeah, and
Trapaholic, baby.
I'm swerving through the lanes. You know, I'm getting it in.
Unless it's on Sunday, after before and after church.
On Sundays, I'm still getting it in. It's Grand Theft Auto.
Damn. 3 or 5?
5.
God damn.
I might get out the car and hit somebody with a bat.
Yeah, that's likely with the trap music going. Jeez. Man, nah, I definitely I just feel like I'm thankful because my wife should definitely hop in the driver's seat. Now watch when I get home, my ass is gonna be driving for the next next 3 months.
Yeah.
So, but nah, she'll definitely take that off my hands. She likes. I don't want to say likes to drive, but she likes to drive.
I don't know. With me, I will say short distances, like, I really don't care for it. But if it's like we're on the road taking a road trip, I don't mind. For me, it's like therapy.
Yeah, that's my wife. I hate driving to Virginia. I hate driving to Fredericksburg. Like, I hate driving to Woodbridge. Like, I don't like it at all.
Prime example, on my way
Shit,
coming in, my
something-
wife called me and she was like, "Babe, you off Friday?" I said, "Yeah, why?" "Oh, I want to drive to New York." So make sure you get some rest before you I get off. So that already tell you.
We know who driving,
Basically,
so you might as well get your rest
I should go to sleep now.
and eat your damn vitamins. But yeah, so I mean, gender roles. I feel like, do you feel like gender roles are problematic though? Like, do you feel like?
I feel like in some households they may be problematic. It depends how much the person is doing, or for lack thereof, not doing. I think that's when it becomes problematic.
Yeah, when one person, it does.
I think the problem is when you spill it over to your mother or mother-in-law or whatever. That's because she's always going to take that person's side, regardless if he's right or wrong. The mother's going to take the daughter's side.
Well,
She's going to follow that. Even I was like, look at moms, you need to stay up out of this. It ain't for you.
damn, you stepping to moms?
Mom's got to understand. Because I'm firmly believe my mother and my father always taught me, you keep your arguments in the house. Don't spill it out to moms. Don't spill it out to me. I don't want to know about it.
That's
You
that's
can-
another
Amen.
topic right there. But
Amen.
that's facts right
Yeah,
there. That's
that,
facts.
That would be another topic.
That's
Okay,
another.
we're going to get into that a little later.
So let me ask you this. You mentioned that you had kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you ever instill any of those like male gender roles, or say females are supposed to do this? I don't think you did, but I'm
No, I
just wanna
didn't.
ask.
I mean, only thing I instill in my kids, you be honest and you get to work. Because there's no money like your money.
That's true.
And be careful of who you want to take a girl out and show off and this and that. But then women has a tendency of trying to take advantage of that. So you got to be careful of that. If you ain't hip to the game, you better ask somebody who is.
Yeah, I definitely dropped when I was dating. I definitely dropped a lot of bread. Definitely dropped a lot of money because I just felt like. Now I'm not saying I paid for all the dates or things like that, but I did want to at least show that I could take care of myself, and I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like if you're dating or something like that, if you can take care of yourself, that's the biggest part. And then if y'all start living together and things like that, y'all need to just come up, with a budget and see how things work for the most part. Because you asking me for $500 and we dating, like, or you constantly asking me 2 and 3 times for money, we gonna have to look at how things are being done. And I think, like you alluded to earlier, a lot of women not cooking, a lot of men not doing certain things. So it's kind of, it falls on both parties.
Yeah.
But I think that also goes to the household and what they seen in the household.
Yeah.
So if, somebody's growing up without their dad constantly in their life, they don't know how to do the manly things, and they may not have somebody in their life to show them how to do those things. Same with the female, if the mom can't cook,
Then she can't
Right.
cook.
then she can't cook.
So we have a question from my dear friend Valencia.
I got it.
She says, "Are there any roles that you feel are strictly male or female?"
Not that I can think
I
of
don't
off the
think
top
so.
of my head.
I don't think nowadays that there are any roles that are strictly male or female.
Nah.
Like I know how to cut grass, I know how to chop wood, I know how to
It's an even playing field.
start a garden. I know how to do all of those things.
So get to work. That's what you gotta do. I mean, I don't think it's anything a female can't do now that, I mean, I don't think it's anything that a female can't do. Like especially if you've been a single mom, you've had to take on those additional roles. You've had to do that. So when you get into a relationship, it's nothing new. Maybe she should maybe fall back and try to see if the man can take care of it to alleviate that from her duties.
I do agree with you on that. So sometimes I do believe, if you feel like you're doing too much of something and maybe the other person's just not pulling their weight,
Oh, it's a
sometimes you have to fall back.
It's a situation. No, don't fall back. Just bring it up.
But I think
Bring
also,
it up, but if it continues,
Then you know what you got to do.
but I think if you was a single parent, if you're a single parent, like you already have taken on that role, like you probably don't know how to slow down because you've done it for so long. If you provided for your child, and you caught a flat tire, somebody probably showed you how to change a flat tire. Somebody probably showed you how to do a manly thing. If you got your own house and you you might have to cut. You might have cut the grass. You might have, taken that road because nobody else was gonna do it.
Well, I mean, for me, being a single female for so long, I mean, there's just probably nothing that I don't know how to do. So, going into a relationship, it's not a control thing. It's more of, okay, I've been doing this on my own for so long that I know how to do all of these things.
Do you look for a man to do anything in particular if you're in a relationship?
Not anything particular
Keep
other
it clean.
than
Man.
chivalry.
Keep it clean.
Chivalry
Keep
is
it clean.
important to me.
I see you caught yourself.
I mean, not anything as far as like cutting grass and things of that nature, because I know how to do that. But I would say chivalry is important to me.
So if he get in there and you ask him to put together an IKEA dresser, he can't do it.
No, we're gonna sit down and learn how to put this dresser together.
Man, that IKEA shit, boy. That should be the worst, bro. I remember my wife brought that joint home. She bought like an IKEA dresser, man. I put it together. I was quite proud of myself. I put 2 of them joints together.
Was it shaky?
Nah, it wasn't. But the drawers did mess up. Like I get it later. But the drawers did mess up. But it wasn't my fault though. It was just because of the pieces. This shit started, messing up. But my wife, she's hands on. She definitely likes to put things together. Like I definitely know. I think it was one Christmas, my youngest son, he wanted like a kitchen, and man, I struggled with that joint. Like I struggled, and I had it like half up, but I put a piece in the wrong area. Like my wife woke up and she helped me put it together. So it was hands on. So that struggle is real. So
Yeah.
So. But I think we gotta get ready to wrap it up.
We gotta get out of here.
So, but if y'all wanna drop a comment or hit us on social media and continue the conversation, you're more than welcome to.
And those who hit us up, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Visit us at our website, keepinit100podcast.com. There is a comment section on there, so feel free to leave comments and suggestions. We are open to those. And
check out the YouTube page as well. We got the YouTube page going. It's _Keepinit100 podcast. Check us out. We're going to have an episode uploaded on there as well. But until next Tuesday, I'm Jay Jones.
Rick the Ruler.
L Boogie.
And that's Rachel over there.
Rachel, the glove.
Keep it solid and keep it 100. We out, baby.
Satisfaction.